Not an event, not a destination, a condition, the default state of the universe, briefly interrupted by the accident of your existence. We do not like to sit with this. Every civilization that has ever risen from dust has spent an extraordinary amount of energy pretending oblivion is optional. We carve names into stone. We write books. We build temples and towers and tombs. We have children and whisper to ourselves that something of us will carry forward. And for a while it does. For a while the echo holds. But stone weathers, books rot, languages die and take their meanings with them. The greatest empire ever built is now a lesson in a textbook that will itself one day be forgotten. The name you carry, the one your parents chose with such care, will one day be spoken for the last time by someone who barely knew what it meant. And after that, nothing. This is not tragedy. Tragedy requires an audience, and oblivion is precisely the absence of one. There is no one left to mourn what no one remembers. The loss is total not because it is painful, but because there is no one remaining for whom it could be. The weight of knowing. What separates human beings from the rest of the living world is not intelligence alone, but the particular cruelty of foresight. The tree does not know it will fall. A river does not mourn that it will dry. But you know. You carry the knowledge of your own erasure like a stone in your chest, and every meaningful thing you do in its shadow. This knowledge does something strange to a person. It either paralyzes or ignites. Some people, upon truly confronting the inevitability of oblivion, collapse inward. If nothing lasts, why build? If no one will remember, why speak? The logic is clean and merciless, and it has swallowed minds far sharper than most of ours. But others arrive at the same conclusion and catch fire. If nothing lasts, then there is no failure that is permanent. If no one will remember, then there is no embarrassment worth avoiding. Oblivion, looked at from a slightly different angle, is not a thief. It is a permission slip. It says, you are free, because none of this will be held against you. Not by history, not by the universe, not even by time itself. The question is which response is truer, and the unsettling answer is that both are. Oblivion does not care how you interpret it. The architecture of forgetting. Consider how forgetting works. It does not happen all at once. It is not a cliff, but an erosion, slow, partial, almost polite in its gradualism. A person dies. For a generation they are grieved. Their photograph sits on a mantelpiece. Their name surfaces at family dinners, wrapped in anecdote and warmth. Then the people who knew them begin to die as well. The photograph moves to a box. The anecdotes lose their detail. A grandchild remembers a face but not a voice. A great-grandchild remembers neither. Within a century, most human beings become ghosts of data. A name on a census record, a date chiseled into a headstone that no one visits. Within 2 centuries, even the headstone is gone, or unreadable, or buried beneath a parking lot. The person who once loved and fought and dreamed is now indistinguishable from the soil. This is not the exception, this is the overwhelming rule. Of the roughly 100 billion human beings who have ever lived, we remember the names of perhaps a few thousand. Everyone else has already entered oblivion. They lived entire lives, full, complex, desperate, joyful lives, and not a single trace remains. And here the paradox begins to show its teeth. The only thing that cannot be forgotten is the fact that everything will be. You cannot escape this knowledge. Once you have truly understood that oblivion is not a possibility but a certainty, not a risk but a promise, it becomes woven into every moment. You watch a sunset and know that your experience of it will vanish. You hold someone you love and understand, in the same breath, that neither of you will last. The beauty is not diminished by this. If anything, it is sharpened, but it is also changed. It becomes beauty with a blade in it. Against oblivion, and with it. The history of human culture is, in many ways, a history of resistance to oblivion. Every poem, every cathedral, every law, every child raised with care, all of it is, at some level, an argument that something should persist, that this mattered, that I was here. And yet the most honest thinkers have always known that the argument is ultimately lost. Shelley understood this when he wrote of Ozymandias, the king of kings whose empire became sand. Marcus Aurelius understood it, writing in his private journals that even the memory of Alexander the Great would one day be extinguished. The author of Ecclesiastes understood it millennia before either of them. What then is left? Perhaps this. Oblivion does not diminish what happens before it arrives. A fire that burns out is not retroactively made cold. A conversation that ends is not made meaningless by its silence. A life that will be forgotten was still, for its brief duration, real, felt, inhabited, lived from the inside, with an intensity that oblivion cannot undo, because oblivion is not a force, it is an absence, and an absence cannot reach backward to unmake what was once present. This may be the only honest answer to the question we began with. Does any of it matter? Not to the universe, not to time, not to whatever comes after the last star burns out, but it matters now, to you, in the trembling present tense of being alive. And perhaps that is not a lesser kind of mattering. Perhaps it is the only kind there ever was. Oblivion will come, it always does, but it has not come yet. And in the meantime, you are here, reading this, thinking, alive. That, for now, is enough.